finally taken myself on an art date, and I hope that my favorite coffee shop actually has tables for me to sit at, because there's never any room, because this coffee shop is awesome and their coffee is really good. So here's hoping. Sit outside. Thank you, because this never happens. It took me a while, but I finally got myself to the coffee shop to have myself an art date. I talk about art dates in my upcoming video about the artist way. Take a look at that if you want to know more about what the art date is. As you can see, I'm like so serious. Look at my face. But I think the reason is I was extraordinarily uncomfortable. Drawing in public around other people is something that I have noticed I am kind of afraid of. And I decided to face that head on. Throughout the process, I did have people glancing over at me. I had a small child who was about 18 months old who kept coming over and wanting to look at my stuff and see what I'm doing. I've had people staring over my shoulder. Nobody spoke to me, but I did have people that were interested, and I went into this situation knowing that was probably going to happen. I even pre-prepared myself to answer questions, but nobody asked me any questions. When I first arrived there, I noticed that I was nervous to the point where I was actually fumbling all over the place. Like when I was trying to get my, Procreate page to open, when I started to draw, my hand was shaky and I was fumbling. So I decided to stop, and I decided to just maybe eat some breakfast, start on my coffee, and just take in the scenery for a minute. And I noticed that helped me relax some, looking around at everybody that was sitting around me, and just kind of be in the environment first. And then I started to draw, and it seemed more seamless. I was less fidgety and anxious, and I was more content. When I left my house to go to the coffee shop, I had no idea in my mind. Like I had no preset idea about what I was going to draw. I was just going to maybe go there and work on a piece that needed to be worked on. When I got there and I sat down and I was fidgety, and then I decided to get up and get something to eat, that picture that I put up on the screen, I took of the flower arrangement, because I always take a picture of a live inspiration just in case I need it for later, or just in case I don't finish the piece on site. But I was immediately just drawn into this flower arrangement, and I said, that's it. That's what I'm going to draw today. And just let the things around you inspire you. The interesting thing that I learned about doing this is that I was so uncomfortable going into the unknown. going into doing something that I know makes me uncomfortable. And putting myself out there is something I have always struggled with. And I think, many artists feel that way. But that was particularly difficult for me. I think a lot of it was me believing in myself, which is, a whole deeper situation. But now that I'm editing this video and looking back at the footage and everything, I realize that I put myself in a situation that made me really uncomfortable. And I'm actually really proud of myself because I ended up having a really good time. I ended up finding peace in sitting in that coffee shop by myself and immersing myself in the moment of what I was doing. And I felt a sense of freedom. It was really freeing. And it was so freeing to not have any idea what I was there to do, other than I knew I was forcing myself to draw in public, and I knew I was forcing myself to do something that was uncomfortable. But other than that, I had no preconceived notion about anything. I hadn't thought about anything. I hadn't planned anything. And I think that's what made it awesome, is not having a plan. And let me tell you something about me. I plan everything. I plan so often, so much. It was nice to just let myself really be in this situation in a very raw, real, and organic way. I enjoyed overcoming my fear, and I enjoyed the lesson that I learned. I hope you all enjoyed going with me to the coffee shop. Until next time, peace.